The world is on fire, and few realize what it means. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. Two of the world's greatest nuclear powers locked in war for years. A Middle East in eruption, with missiles crossing the sky between Israel and Iran. China and Taiwan, on the edge of a confrontation that could drag the entire world in. Jihadist groups advancing across Africa. Drones leveling cities in Europe. Entire nations shaken by famine, displacement, and instability. Now open your eyes. This is not science fiction. This is the world in March 2026. Veteran journalists who have covered more than 40 wars around the globe say they have never lived through a year as unsettling as 2025. The world entered 2026 carrying conflicts that range from prolonged wars to simmering tensions with escalation potential, from the battlefields of Ukraine to territorial disputes in Asia, from instability across Africa to the boiling point of the Middle East. For many, these are just headlines. For those who know the Bible, they are signs of something far greater, something foretold more than 2,000 years ago with a precision that defies any human explanation. That something has a name: Armageddon. What exactly is Armageddon? The word appears only once in the entire Bible. In Revelation 16:16, it is described as the symbolic place where the kings of the entire inhabited earth will be gathered for the war of the great day of God, the Almighty. The Battle of Armageddon is the final war between God and human governments. Even now, those governments and their supporters oppose God by refusing to submit to his rulership. Armageddon will bring a permanent end to all human governments. But there is one crucial detail most people have never heard. Armageddon is not the end of the planet. It is not the destruction of humanity. In fact, it is humanity's salvation, because a great crowd of God's servants will survive. In other words, Armageddon is not the apocalypse Hollywood imagined. It is, paradoxically, the greatest act of mercy in history, God's intervention to save humanity from itself. A prophecy written millennia ago that reads like today's newspaper. What makes all of this truly staggering is the precision with which the Bible described our time. In Matthew 24, Jesus was asked by his disciples, "What will be the sign of your presence and of the conclusion of the system of things?" His answer sounds like a 2026 headline: Wars and reports of wars. Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022 and has occupied significant portions of the east and south ever since. Negotiations for a ceasefire remain paralyzed. In the Middle East, tensions between Israel and Iran escalated into direct military confrontation. Israel struck dozens of targets in Tehran, including nuclear facilities, and Iran responded with ballistic missiles, raising fears of a regional war of enormous proportions. Nation rising against nation. In 2025, conflicts and tensions intensified across the board. The UN declared famine in the Gaza Strip. Sudan endured its bloodiest period yet. Tensions between China and Taiwan remained a constant pressure point. Food shortages. According to the UN, more than 300 million people live in acute food insecurity, the highest number ever recorded. Increasing lawlessness and lack of love. Social media displays daily what Timothy 3:1-5 described. People, lovers of themselves, lovers of money, arrogant, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, disloyal, without natural affection. The Apostle Paul wrote all of this around 65 AD. Reading it today, it feels as though he was staring at a television screen. The geopolitical stage, the Middle East at the center of everything. There is something fascinating about current geopolitics that captures the attention of every serious Bible student. The Middle East remains the epicenter of everything. The ancient region of Megiddo, from which the name Armageddon, Mountain of Megiddo, derives, is located in Israel. And it is precisely Israel that today sits at the heart of a web of conflicts involving Iran, armed groups like Hamas and Hezbollah, and world powers such as Russia, China, and the United States, each moving pieces across the same board. Iran remains one of the most critical flashpoints. Israel, emboldened by regional shifts, sees a strategic window to press harder against the Iranian regime and its allies. The Israeli government has declared its intent to prevent Tehran from advancing its nuclear program. Meanwhile, the global competition for energy, semiconductors, and artificial intelligence chips intensifies the risk of economic and technological confrontations, reshaping alliances and raising international volatility. No general, no diplomat, no political analyst can see a way out. Alliances shift, agreements collapse, and tension only grows. The Bible, however, sees the outcome with perfect clarity. What will happen at Armageddon? The Bible describes the battle in language that blends the literal and the symbolic. But the central message is unmistakable. God will intervene when human governments reach the point of threatening the very existence of life on earth. Jesus Christ, leading a heavenly army, will fight against God's enemies and defeat them. We do not know exactly how God will exercise his power, but at his disposal are weapons he has used before: hail, earthquakes, floods, fire, lightning, and disease. And here is the most hopeful element in this entire story. After Armageddon, the Bible promises something human governments have never been able to deliver: permanent peace. Revelation 21:4 describes that coming world. And he will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will be no more. Neither will mourning nor outcry nor pain be anymore. A reflection for your heart. What should you do? Faced with all of this, the natural question is, what do I do? The Bible's answer is surprisingly simple and deeply human. It is not about panicking, isolating yourself, or passively waiting for the end. It is about a choice of life made day after day. First, seek to truly know God. John 17:3 says, "This means everlasting life. They're coming to know you, the only true God." Knowing God is not a religious formality, it is a relationship. Read the Bible not as an obligation, but as a letter from someone who loves you deeply. Second, care about what you do with that knowledge. Micah 6:8 sums up what matters most. What does God require of you? To act with justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. In a world filled with cruelty, be the person who treats others with dignity. Third, do not let fear paralyze you. The Bible was not written to fill the heart with terror, but with hope. Jesus himself said in Luke 21:28, speaking of all these signs, "As these things start to occur, stand up straight and lift up your heads, because your deliverance is getting near." The very signs that frighten the world are, for those with faith, a reminder that God is in control and that he has not forgotten us. Epilogue. The silence after the storm. Imagine for a moment a world without wars, without hunger, without borders that divide and kill, without children growing up amid bombardment, without news that fills the heart with despair. This is not a naive dream. It is a promise recorded on paper millennia ago, made by someone who has never broken his word. Psalm 37:29 says, "The righteous will possess the earth, and they will live forever on it." Armageddon is not the end of the story. It is the end of a very painful chapter, and the beginning of the best that is yet to come.